Namaste, welcome back to Pragna channel, and you are watching a ad hoc playlist that I created which walks you through my experience of this Postman 30 days challenge for developers. I just received this email from Postman because I use Postman in my at my work. I mean, not 100%. Whenever I have a project wherein I have to connect it to APIs and etc. So I thought, okay, let's finish this. I mean, it doesn't hurt. Maybe spend 1 hour a day and finish this off. And then I am going to have this badge where it says 30 days coding challenge, which is cool. If you are new to this channel, I might have mentioned multiple times in other videos that I'm a video gamer. I play video games. So obviously, whenever a software says they are going to give us a badge, obviously I'm into it, and it kind of pulls me into it. That is one reason I might be doing the AWS Cloud Quest, AWS real-time projects. You can check that on our channel in two playlists wherein we do 94 AWS real-time projects, and they give badges. So I'm more into these badges and achievement trophies, etc. If you're a gamer, you would know what that is. Anyways, uh, we already finished day 0, 1, and 2 in the previous video. So let's see how many days we are going to do in this video. I am thinking of making 30 to 40 minutes video. So however many we can finish within that time, we will do. So let's not waste any time. And again, you don't have to watch this. Try on your own. I would recommend that they have, I mean, at least the previous three days, it was not that hard. And again, I introduced myself saying I would put myself between beginner to intermediate because all I know is open postman do get post. Pretty much that's it. I don't know anything about postman. Like for example, in the previous days, it was talking about collections, environments, variables, and all that. I never created all that. Okay, so that is my level. So if you are thinking like, oh, I don't know what postman is, okay, well, it's fine. They already said if you are a novice, that's okay because they are providing you documentation and etc to finish each challenge. So all you have to do is open the documentation, read it, then finish the challenge. Got it? First try by yourself, and if you are stuck somewhere, maybe you can take the help, or if you are not into it, or maybe you can watch all the videos and then go and do the challenge for yourself. See, the goal is you guys learn something out of this. I could totally do this offline, but I thought if I put this out my website or YouTube channel, I thought it will inspire few other peoples to go do it. Okay, that being said, let's do this. What the third challenge? And before doing any challenge, we are supposed to fork this into our collection. And as part of the previous days, we already created a collection. So let me fork this. You click here, create a fork, and this is my fork which I already created. So fork collection, and it is going to take to our fork. And as you can see, I already finished these three. And day 3, let's look at the documentation and learn what we have to do to clear this challenge. Get the challenge, which we already did, read the documentation. So usually we click on complete documentation here, and let's scroll down. Concepts covered, next challenge. It's time to work on your next challenge. Add a request. Add a request to the folder. Add request details, which they are talking here, called raw JSON body with the following details. So if it is already not there, then let's add a request with the name, this one, and you can name it just like that. Okay, it is named that one. Post method, and you can change the method here. Post is something, if you are from database, think of post as writing, get as reading. And they have other methods like delete, self-explanatory, put, similar to post, but put a file or put something on it, like write option again. And then they want slash post request as the URL. if you are seeing base URL, it's just a parameter variable that we are creating. Okay, base URL will be the URL and it will complain it is an unresolved variable. So what are we supposed to do? We are supposed to add a new variable, and the value I think they will give it, but we will write it to, there is no environment. Let's see if they are asking us to create one or not. Select the environment you created in the previous challenge so that Postman reads in the appropriate value. But so in order for us to do that, first of all, you need to select the environment. We have already created an environment previously, and in that environment, we have created a base URL. Right now, if I hover it, you can see it's already saying that it is part of this environment. Sorry, this is part of this environment, so we are good. Okay. Then they are talking about post means again you are sending something. Usually you send it through a body. Under the body tab, update the body type to raw, and in the drop down at the end where it says text, select JSON. So as I said, right, they are telling you to do everything. You don't have to worry about it. So what they are saying is go to body and click raw and JSON, which is exactly what we have. And then make sure you get back 200 status code when you hit send. You can also view the results of the request to see the JSON element in the response. The response has copied whatever JSON you added in the outgoing body. If the response is JSON null, then you might have done something wrong. Okay, because all we are sending is data doodles, and this particular URL echo, it just replies back whatever you sent. So if we send this, the reply has to be the same. So let's see. Let's go ahead, let's put it here, and you can beautify. So it will format whatever JSON or XML format you choose, JavaScript, it will format it that way. But it doesn't affect the functionality, just how you see the data. Okay, so while I hit it, and it's going to print, as you can see, the data, JSON data doodles. Whatever you put here, it has to reply back saying, and the goal is to get 200. Okay, 200 is like a success message, no error messages. Okay, what else? When you added a raw JSON request body, Postman auto-generated a header which is called content type application slash JSON header under the headers tab. Take a look. Yes, it will by default create a couple of headers. You might be like, oh, I don't see any headers, but you can click hidden because these are the ones that Postman created for us. If you added anything, they will show up here, but if Postman created something, they will be under hidden. You can click them, or I can show you these are the headers that Postman created, and the header they are talking about is this one, content type application JSON. You may need to click the hidden button to show the headers. This is also where you can configure other request headers, just what I told. There's a bunch of other ways to configure your request, like updating the URL, method, and other optional values such as auth and parameters. Take a minute to learn more about adding request details. We will dig deeper into some of these sections in later challenges too. Once you complete these steps, move on to the next folder in this collection to submit your solution. Follow the instructions in the, okay, that's fine. Okay, so we have done this. So let's go up here and let's save it. Okay, this will save, and they are talking about we have done this. I mean, you can look at other things, like as I said, if you click on that, it will show us all the headers that this is putting for us. And if you want to enter parameters, you can enter here. Headers is different, parameters is different, and then authorization, like are you using any kind of, obviously in real time whenever you have any APIs, you usually have some kind of authentication. The most common authentication type these days you will see is bearer token or OAuth 2.0. Usually how APIs works is you will have a client ID and secret key, client ID, client secret or something like that. When you put that into OAuth 2, you will use those two details, then you will hit on a URL, or you will do a get or post call to the API, then it will give you a token. The token will be valid for 1 hour or 90 minutes depending on their configuration. Then you will use the token and you will make your either get or post or whatever call it is. Then it will do its job. So that's how usually it is. So bearer token, right? Again, we don't want to do that. No auth for now. Or inherit auth from parent, it doesn't matter. But for us, we don't have any authentication, so we are good. So let's go ahead and submit our solution. Let's see what they want us to do. Okay, submit your solution. Follow this. It's time to submit. Okay, select the collection in the sidebar. In the context bar to the right, select the info icon and copy the collection ID. Make sure you are getting the ID for the collection and not the request. Update the request URL. Update the collection UID in the request URL with the ID. Okay, so they are asking us to copy this, and this is the solution. So let's open it. And they already created collection ID as a variable. Okay, so what we have to do is, okay, we we should already have that somewhere. You see the collection ID. So previously I entered this. Don't look at my Postman key. I entered this for one of the previous challenge. So let's remove that and let's go back, not go back, go to here because we need collection ID of this one. So click on that. This will come up. Click on this I, copy this. I hope this is not the same as that one. So let's go here and paste it here. I'm assuming it's not the same. Yeah, it is not the same. Okay, let's paste that there. Let's save it. Saved, done. We don't need this anymore. And we need to go to this. Okay, why do I have two? That's fine. Let's close this, but let's open this one. Okay, I am fine now because you already saved this one, right? So when you enter your collection ID and send, it is going to use this one and send it, I guess. We did that. Add your Postman API key, which we did that. And as they said, don't leak your secrets, validate your solution, save your changes in the collection, etc. and all that. Okay, let's go there. So how are they going to validate? Actually, they created some tests. All those tests have to pass. So let's click send. If everything we did is correct, it should say tests 5 out of 5 passed. Okay, if you visualize, they say they are going to send us this cat pictures and it says passing. Okay, it passed successfully, so we are good to go. So that's it. That's about day 3. I know that it might sound easy right now, but I think they are going to increase the hardness as we go. But again, as I said, this is for even for novice people who don't know the goal of this challenge for them. No, the goal they want, sorry, the goal of this challenge is, you know, people to get used to this, people to know more features about this particular IDE Postman. Okay, so let me close this and close this as well. Now we have to go back to that challenge. Where do we have it? Can I go there? I don't think so. Okay, let me search Google this one. Okay, here we are. Maybe I should have this just in case copy pasted somewhere. Okay, let's go ahead and do day 4. Similarly, we go here, create a fork, and we are going to fork it to our workspace fork collection, and we will be jumped into that one. Okay, let's go ahead and complete documentation. Okay, let's do this. It's time to work on your next challenge. Let's programmatically access data. I think this is, oh, okay. Data stored in your Postman account. This API requires an API key to tell the API server that a request it receives is from you and that you are allowed access to the data. Take a look at the documentation and browse the collection. Fork the Postman API collection to your public workspace in the same way you fork today's challenge. Fork the Postman API collection to your public in the same way you fork today's challenge. Then find a request to get all of your collections. Duplicate it and drag the copy over to this folder called authorizations. Okay. This is going to be a little bit confusing, but I think I'm getting it. Okay, so let's open this in a new window because we have to go to and fro, or maybe let's do it here itself. Okay, so this is the Postman API collection. They want us to fork it to here. Okay, so now it is in our workspace, at least once it forks successfully. Okay, we are here, as you can see, we got the post collection. Now what are they saying is, after you have that, then find a request to get all of your collections. So let's open this up to get all of our collections. Where is the request? Okay, I think it should be under collections. Tags, get a collection. Okay, so they want us to find that. Okay, I found it. Then find a request to get all of it. Duplicate it and drag the copy over to this folder. Click on this, duplicate. Okay, then drag it here, not just here, into the authorization. All right, I did that. Rename the request all collections header. Is that what they want us to name? Okay, I will name that. Let's rename this. You can click here and rename it. Okay, that is done. In the request, let's double click to open it. In the request documentation, we see there are two ways to authorize this particular request. Let's start with adding an authorization header. Under the headers tab, add a key which is X API key with the value that one. So where do we add headers? Here. Okay, let's go. Click that. Okay, and then the value should be the parameter or the variable, whatever you want to call. This we already created in our environment, but it would say that it is not there. The reason being we didn't select that environment. So once I select, the color changes to orange. Once I hover there, it will show my key, which I don't want to show you guys. So I hope I will cut that, eliminate, because I already showed you the key. Okay, let's go here. And then, oh, they want us to give what? I thought, oh, did I delete it? Okay, never mind. Hover over the variable to make sure Postman is reading in the correct value from an active environment. Send to make sure you receive. Okay, I can do that. I don't want to show it, but I can send the request. Send it. And it's saying we could not find the collection you are looking for. That the reason being, for that collection ID, we need to unresolved variable. Why don't we have a collection ID in here? Okay, I think the value for that is different. Why didn't they tell us here to change that? Okay, that's fine. Okay, so what basically happening is we need to give that this particular collection ID to them, and then they are going to give us the details about that. But this one, it is there, but if it is red means we didn't add it to our, what do you call it, environment. So let's go ahead and add it to our environment does have a parameter called that one, but it's with a different name, UID. Okay, let's go ahead and change to that. I hope they will allow that. If not, I don't know. Let's see. Now it's orange, which means it is there. Now it should be able to send us details. 200, right? That is what we are looking for. If they don't like this, if they want me to use collection ID, I can use it and create that in there. We can do that one as well. Okay, this is done. Duplicate the request and rename the request to all collections query params. Okay, maybe all collections in the sense, I guess we shouldn't be giving this one at all. So let's send it. So it will give you information about all the collections on my account. Okay, as you can see, it is telling you each one of them, all the details, ID, day 0, day 1, all these ones. So that is all collection. Cool. Now we need to duplicate this. Click, duplicate, rename. Oops. Rename it. What do they want us to rename it? All collections query params. I guess now we are going to give that parameter previously they are using here. Where is it? In this new request, delete the header you added in the previous request. Again, following the instructions in the request documentation for this particular API. Go to the params tab. Add a key called API key with a value. Are they going to update this one? Yeah. Send to make sure you receive. Okay, what are they saying? Delete the header you added in the previous request. Oh, okay. So they are asking us to, this is header, save it, and this is query parameters. So they are telling us to go ahead. They are just showing us this is not the only way you can give the authorization. Uh, oh, we didn't save it, right? So that's why it went back to this one. But previously it had a header. We had to remove it. Come here. Are they asking us to add it in here or in the headers? Go to the params. Yeah, in the parameters they want us to add it, which is right here. Okay, I will add it here. And the value they are asking us to do is the same thing as before. I think they are asking us to add this one. Again, don't look at my password. So as soon as you add this, any parameter you add this, it will show up in the URL. But when you added header, it won't. Okay, remember that difference. If you send, again, I have to get the 200 okay with the same. So let's save this as well. Now those two are done. Instead of manually adding a header or params, let's use one of the authorization helpers provided by Postman. Duplicate the last request and rename the copy to all collections auth helper. Delete the key value pair under the params tab. Under the authorization tab, select API key type from the drop down and to be added as header. Okay, we'll go that and do. In the meantime, let's click on this, duplicate, click on this, rename and rename to that one. Let's close this one. So here what they are saying is go delete that, we will delete it. Okay, or not here. Delete, they are talking us about deleting this, so I'll delete that. They want us to go to authorization, API key, and I think that's what they told us, right? API key, right? API key, type from the drop down and add that. And what is the value? And Postman key. Okay, let's click, type that. That's it. Drop down. What drop down? I don't see a drop down. Oh, maybe here, I guess. Okay. Key, that one, and the value they are talking us is again from the Postman API. Okay. Send, this is that parameter. Just so you know, if you are right, just taking time. Send to make sure. Look under headers to see the header that Postman auto generated from the auto helper. Okay. So what they are saying is once you do that, if you see headers, it auto generated that value here. Okay. Why? Because I entered that in the authorization here. Okay. That's why it showed up there. And if I send this, it should show me the same result as last time with 200. So we used three different ways to get authenticated. Okay, that is done. Since all of the requests in this folder require the same authorization method, let's add a folder level authorization helper. For each of these three requests, delete the added header, delete the parameters, and update the auth type to inherit auth from parent. The parent of this request is the folder that contains these requests, which is the authorization. Select the folder authorization and add the API key. So let's go ahead. What they are telling us is go to headers. We cannot delete it. So let's go here. Inherit from parent, right? So you won't find that here anymore. Save it. Close this. This one we are giving it here. I don't know if I have to delete this or not. Okay, let's delete it. Save it. Now you won't have that header. Okay, let's go here. I think we added a header here, which is this one. So let's delete it. Save it. Okay, and each one they asked us to select inherit from, which is the case inherit. Okay, everything looks nice. Now let's go click on the folder authorization, and here API key, and we have to copy paste that one, and the value would be that one. Okay, save it. Now I think anything if I run from here, it will inherit from the parent, which is authorization, and it will run execute successfully. I think that's what it is. You didn't send at least one of the requests to make sure. Yeah, see that? So I didn't configure anything here. So if I send, it should fail. But since I put uh, inherit auth from parent, my parent is authorization, so it successfully did that and successfully executed it. There's a number of ways API servers can require authorization. Take a look at the other helpers available in Postman. Once you complete these steps, move on to the next folder. Okay, so we are done. Now let's go to submit our solution. Let's see what they are going to ask us. Okay, that is what we used. That this request is using an authorization helper from the folder. Yes. Access key optional. A collections read-only access key using the query parameter does not require an API key to call the endpoint. Model minimal optional. Return a list of only the collections root level request and folder IDs instead of the full collection element ID. Okay. Example is that call command, I guess. Response is that. Okay. What are we exactly doing? Okay, I don't know. We'll see. Is it showing us the same thing again and again? Okay. It's time to submit your solution. Get the collection ID. Get the collection ID as you have in previous challenges, or find the ID for this collection in the response from the Postman API. Yeah, that API, we can do that, or we can just click here and go to here, and we can copy it here. Let's go to environments, click on that, and we can replace that with this one here. Okay, I don't know why I'm showing little by little my key. Let's save that. Let me close this one. Let me close this one. I think I am here, or maybe here. Update the request URL. Update the collection UID in the request URL with the ID you got from the previous step using any method you prefer. Okay. Add your Postman API key. Add your Postman API key using any method you prefer so that Postman can authorize your request as shown under the headers. Validate your solution. This is easy. I don't even have to do. Yeah, I will do that because this is a different folder, so it won't get from there. So I don't even have to replace. It is already there. So which method you guys want to use? Do you want us to just add the API key and the value here, or we go to headers? It's already added here for us, so I will just click send. I think the test should pass successfully. 5 out of 5. Visualize. Yay! You see that cute cat? Passing. That's it. I don't even have to do anything. They already added it for me. Maybe from here. I don't know. I don't know how it was already added. I don't know why they even asked me to add it when they clearly added it for me. Weird. Okay, I think that's about it. I don't have to add. It's in the headers. Added. We are good to go. Okay, so validate your solutions, your changes in the collection and environments. Hit send and look under test results. If you have any failures, okay. I don't have any failures. We are good to go. Okay, I think we still have one more. Let's do one more. Okay, so I already have this here. So let me open that. Or is there a way I can go to this one? Maybe not. Okay, let me close all of this. Okay, And let's fork the fifth day, day 5. Fork it. Okay, here we are. Let's click on complete documentation. It's time to work. Add a request. Okay, we have already used environment variables in previous challenge. Let's use the CoinDesk API to learn more about variables in Postman. This API allows you to programmatically access the price of Bitcoin. Okay, that is nice. Add a request called collection variable to the folder variables. Okay, let's call it that. And let's click on add a request. And let's name it that. And it's going to be a get method. And we are going to call this particular API. The API is already there. I'm assuming it's a free one. I don't know. We'll get to know. Add a collection variable. Highlight that in the and set a new called this one. Okay, we are just making it as a variable, which I can do that. .com till .com. Okay, all you have to do is select that. Right click. Maybe not right click. Can I not? Usually it shows, right? Or I can do this one. Okay, it is not there. And let's go to my environment first of all, and still it's not there. So let's click add new variable, and the value is this one. But I think they asked me to only do it for the collection, so let's do it for the collection, not for the challenge. Sorry, environment. I think that's what they said. And set a new collection variable. They didn't ask me to set the variable at the environment, so that's why I created that. That's fine. With the value, hover on the new variable to verify the variable is set as the proper scope. See, they made sure that it is created in the for the collection only, not environment. A collection variable is tightly coupled with the collection and can only be used with that collection. On the other hand, environment variables can be used across many collections. In the same way, you have stored your Postman key in the same environment to be used with different collections. You can also create and edit collection variables by selecting the collection and tabbing over to variables. Where? Where is the variable? Okay. Nope. Collections. Tabbing over variables. Okay, here. Okay, nice. We will also learn how to programmatically set variables in future challenge. Hit send to ensure we get a 200. Sure. And we do get a 200, and it also gives us the information about the Bitcoin rate description. The current rate is $44,000, etc. When I learned about Bitcoin, its value was $1,000 or $800, something like that. Okay, let's go to the next one. Duplicate the request within this folder and rename the second request to global variable. Okay, the previous one is considered as kind of local variable because it is local to the collection. Now let's go ahead and create a global variable. Create a global variable using any way that you prefer. The global variable should be called currency. With the value BTC replacing the BTC part of the request URL path. A global variable is accessible within the current workspace. Okay, so you can access that within this current workspace. My workspace is called this one. Not just a workspace can have many environments, and environment can have many collections. Okay, so global means through all the environments, all the collections, you can use it. So let me close this one. Let me open this. So the BTC part, they want us to do that. So what I will do is, as usual, it's not there. So let's click on it, add new variable, and its value is BTC. I am going to select the scope global. Okay. Now it will be somewhere global. I don't know where we can access that, but okay, I think they will explain us in the meantime. A global variable is accessible within the current workspace. You can manually edit global variables in the environments tab on the left side. Oh, it's already in the environments. Okay, here. You can see that here. Okay, got it. Do that now to update to a different currency of your choosing, like USD. All right, I will do that. They are like, I don't believe you know where to access it. USD, paste it, save it. Let's go, hit it, and it should give us, you can see description USD, which we are getting 200. That's what it matters. Okay, let's close this, go here. And I think pretty much that's it. Postman provides a number of variable scopes to suit your particular use case. Learn more about them here. As you have learned from previous challenges, initial values may be accessible to others in a team or public workspace. Current values are local and not synced or shared. Since we are working in a public workspace, it's very important to only add sensitive data to current value. My API key, that's how I added it. I think that's about that challenge. Global, submit your solution. Now let's submit our solution. Same thing. We have to get our collection ID and then submit it to this one. And we can look at the variable scopes, right? There are global variables, collection variables, environment variables, and looks like there are data variables coming from external CSV JSON files to define data sets you can use when running collections with Newman or the collection runner. This I guess we will learn later on. Local variables are temporary variables that are accessed in your request scripts. Local variable values are scoped to a single request or collection run. Nice. Initial current values, we just learned about it. These are default types and secret types. Okay, changing from secret to default variable type. You must have editor access on a workspace. Okay, viewing and changing secret variable, defining variables. You can just and set variable, and you can select the scope of it, which we already learned how to do it. Defining environment variables, they are just teaching us what we learned. Okay, so there will be environment variables as well. I guess you can learn more about it here, but for now I think we are good. Let's go here. Let me click on this first one. First of all, uh, click, copy there, close it, submit, and oh, that's a parameter. All right, I know what to do. And let me paste it there, save it, close it, send it. So tests, all tests passed as usual. Let's go to visualize, and it's sleeping. For some reason, all the cat pictures are either they are sleeping or eating. Okay, I think that's about day 5. I think I will stop the video here. I think 40 minutes is good enough, before you are bored. So we again did 3 days. So let's see if all the challenges are at this rate, we can finish this in 10 days. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments. Did you start this challenge after this video, or did you stumbled upon this channel while searching for this channel, etc., challenge, etc.? Let me know in the comments, because I would know, did I actually inspire our viewers on these channels to check this video out and maybe probably start the challenge or not. I will just get informed with that. Okay, please do that, and don't forget to hit like, comment, subscribe, and all that awesome stuff. Thank you very much for spending your time here, and have a great day. See you in the next video. Peace out.